Football players make a lot of money, and that's no secret to anyone. And football coaches make a lot of money. And anyone with anything to do with football makes a lot of money. Football has turned into a business. Cristiano Ronaldo, a familiar name for anyone on the planet, is one of the richest athletes in the world. He brought in $109 million last year alone. But the shocking part is, football wasn't even his highest source of income. Most of his earnings came from Instagram. His fame is what made him the most money, not his skills. This goes on to show that football is now a business. Each day, the influence of money is growing in football. Football is becoming less like a sport and more like a business. It is unavoidable to mention the cash engaged with football these days, as it is providing leagues, particularly the English Premier League, the wealth to attract the biggest and the best. At the same time, this is causing its own defeat, as an ever-increasing number of individuals become influenced by the cruel realities of wealth, or incidentally, an absence of it. This factor falls onto the fans more than anybody, as they need to adapt to the rising ticket costs and merchandise to support their team. The biggest competition in all of football, the FIFA World Cup, is a great contributor to the business aspect of football. The World Cup costs a large sum of cash to host. These expenses are solely borne by the country hosting the tournament. Brazil spent $15 billion on the 2014 World Cup. Despite the high expense of hosting the tournament, nations are eager to get the chance to host the World Cup. This is because the pros of hosting the World Cup outweigh the cons. If a country is given the chance to host the World Cup, this helps them by creating jobs. The 2014 World Cup generated over 1 million jobs, with over 700,000 of those jobs being permanent. Secondly, hosting the World Cup would attract a lot of tourists. Thirdly, the living standards for locals would increase, especially those residing in host cities. And lastly, hosting the World Cup would boost the nation's economy. Thank you all for watching this series, and I hope you learned something about the beautiful game.